ChatGPT, I love cheesecake. Can you create an amazing cheesecake recipe for me that we can cook? I'm looking for the most delicious, decadent cheesecake ever created, something that will shock people with how tasty it is.
Certainly, creating a luxurious and decadent cheesecake that will wow everyone is a delightful challenge. Here's a recipe for an ultra-decadent, shockingly delicious cheesecake that combines several rich flavors and textures.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the AI Kitchen. We're here about to make the ultimate cheesecake, and I'm pretty excited about it. I'm a huge fan of cheesecake, absolutely love it. You know, my mom always makes it for parties. I've never actually tried to make a cheesecake on my own because anytime we have a family get together, my mother brings one. You know, she doesn't live too far from me, so no need to cook them. But I figured, you know, let's see if we can outcook mom with the help of AI. So we asked AI to create the best recipe, and we're gonna try cooking right now. Now, we're gonna start off with the crust. We need 2 cups of graham crackers all crushed up. I will tell you guys, if you didn't know this, I am not a professional cook. I think you know this by now, but if you're new here, I'm just a guy cooking either in his lanai or in his house. Today we're in the lanai because the kids are doing school today and they do homeschool. So you're gonna start off by crushing up your graham crackers. And I'm just doing it in the bag. You can use like a food processor or something, but I like doing it in the bag. Seems easier. Oh, and then it always explodes, and then I have to transfer it into one of these. And again, I've never made cheesecake, but I have made things that require graham cracker crust. So that's why I know that this happens. Do you think one bag is 2 cups worth, or do I need more? I might need more. Oh well, we'll finish this first and then we'll come back and look. All right, I'd say that's pretty thoroughly crushed up. You know, I do get the comments sometimes, how come his computer's there? It's so unprofessional, but I'm telling you guys, I need to have like something to look at on how to do the recipe, whether it's a YouTube video, a written down recipe. Generally, that I need that to cook, which I think a lot of people are similar to me in that sense. Now we need a little more. I think a lot of people are similar and end up needing a little help. Oh wow, there's 3 in there when it comes to cooking. And that's why I made these videos, or make these videos, because I'm hoping that I can help you guys cook too. Now I'm cooking this early in the morning. It'll get light while I'm doing this recipe, I'm sure. But it's a long recipe. And I don't specifically mean the cook time is long, I mean the actual like total time is long because you have to do things like let it cool for 4 hours in the process. There we go, that's 2 cups. Although I feel like some of these graham crackers are too big. I'm gonna break them up more. This is a pretty fancy cheesecake recipe. It's got chocolate ganache and caramel drizzle and all this other stuff. All right, I'm pretty happy with that. There's my 2 cups of graham cracker. What's the next step? Oh, I think I said 400. You wanna preheat your oven to 350, not 400. Up next, we're gonna want a bowl and maybe something to mix with, a whisk, a fork, something like that. Just take whatever's in the bowl out of it. And we're gonna mix together the graham cracker crust with the other ingredients, the graham crackers with the other ingredients to create the crust. So pop those in your bowl. And the next thing we need is half of a cup of unsalted butter. So I do have some unsalted butter here. Which one, a half a cup, which I think is half a stick, but I can't remember. Maybe it's a whole stick. It's a whole stick. A whole stick of butter melted. I'm gonna do that in one of them their fancy microwaves. I'm trying to figure out how this springform pan thingy works. I've never used one before, but the ChatGPT told me to use a springform pan instead of a pie plate, which is kind of weird, but you know, we like to follow the recipe as best we can. And it is telling me to use one of those. So our butter's melted. So we're gonna add it into the graham cracker, like so. And then we're gonna add a teaspoon of cinnamon. Got a nice new thing of cinnamon here. Ooh, cinnamon smells so good. And I've got a half teaspoon measure here because I like to make my life hard and do that. So I'm just gonna do it twice. Oh, it smells so good. I'm a bit of a cinnamon addict. You know what this reminds me of? Cinnamon sugar. When I was a kid, one of the things I would eat for breakfast, somehow my mother called it nutritious, was toast. And then you'd put butter on the toast, and then you'd put cinnamon sugar on that. And this is a 1/4 cup of sugar we're adding to this, and that's what this smells like, especially because it's near breakfast time. Just bring back some memories, some nostalgia. So we want to go ahead and mix all that together into a graham crackery crust for our cheesecake and spill a little bit. So it says to press it into the bottom of a springform pan now. Now, do I need to like, it doesn't say anything about greasing it. It just says press it into the bottom. So I guess that's what we're gonna do. Would you grease it? It's a non-stick, I think it's a non-stick pan, so I think we're okay. Again, this is, I guess, going to be just like, okay, here's the question I have. Changing speed here. Does this not have like crust up the sides, this cheesecake? It's literally just a circle with the crust at the bottom, is what it sounds like. I'm just gonna go ahead and add some Pam to this just to be safe. I don't really want it to all get stuck. I don't think it'll hurt anything. And now I'm gonna add my crust to the pan here, I guess, like so. And then lift up my sleeves and then just push it down to form the cheesecake crust. Pretty thick crust. I think that's a good thing. More crust the better on a cheesecake. That's why I was surprised, but it doesn't seem like this one has any crust up the sides. It's only on the bottom, which is unique. I'm having trouble pushing it down at the edges here. Gotta use the tips of my fingers maybe. All right, beautiful, beautiful. So we're gonna throw this crust into the oven at 350 degrees for 10 minutes. Okay, so now that we've got the crust in, we can start on the filling, which means we're gonna need a mixer. Let me get my mixer. All right, sleeves are going up. All right, so we need to mix together everything for the filling. That includes the cream cheese. How much? I think 4 full things of it. You have 4 packages of cream cheese. Now it says to make sure these are warmed up to room temperature, which I didn't do. But that's because there is no room temperature when you're outside in 45-degree weather. I think it's warmed up to outdoor temperature, but not room temperature. Is it gonna make a huge difference? I don't know. I've never made a cheesecake. Hopefully not. So just pop all 4 of these in here and we'll be right back once they're in. All right, so I'm back. That cream cheese was kind of a pain to get out. Normally I go Philadelphia, but I went cheap this time because I needed 4 of them. I'm a Philadelphia man. All right, up next we need 1 cup of sugar. There is calories in this, guys, in this recipe. A significant amount of calories. You know, maybe do intermittent fasting and your 1 meal for this day is this cheesecake. But not the whole thing, because the whole thing, I wonder, I'll try to figure out how many calories the whole thing is. There you go, 1 cup of sugar, pop it in there. All right, so I've got it in the blender here. I've got a little fancy, dancy blender. Oh yeah, okay, there we go. Now let me lift it up. How do I do this? I can't remember. That's right. Dang it. All right, so we're supposed to blend this together. It seems blent, the sugar and the cream cheese. Although I wouldn't call it creamy yet, probably because I didn't let it get up to room temperature. But up next, we are going to gradually blend in the heavy cream, then the eggs. Let me get heavy cream and eggs ready. You know, after all these years of cracking eggs, I still don't trust myself to not get shells in there. So I'm gonna crack all 4 eggs into this thing. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then I can do a shell check. Timer's going off for the crust. Let me go grab it. All right, here's our crust. It was in there for 10 minutes and we're just gonna set it aside. All right, so we got our 4 eggs ready. We got our crust out. We gotta get 1 cup of heavy cream. Oh, there's like a little thing. There we go. There we go. And then let's get this mixer moving again and we'll slowly add the cream. Actually, let me get a spatula thingy. I wanna get it off the sides. I think it would behoove you to let the cream cheese come up to room temp, but we're gonna try not doing it. Add a little heavy cream and see what happens here. Add a little more. And a little more. I just noticed it says to add the eggs 1 at a time. We're gonna try to add just 1 egg here, but the problem is I've put all 4 of them together. But we'll try to add just 1 and see. Oh yeah, it worked. Mix that up. Add the next one. All right, so we've added all 4 eggs. Try to kind of get some off the sides here. It's pretty creamy now. It's not like a thick substance anymore. It'd be a cream cheese filling. Or not a cream cheese, well, I mean, it is a cream cheese filling, but cheesecake filling was the word I was trying to say, and I've just totally failed. Oh, man. All right, let's see what's next. Okay, now we need to add vanilla, lemon zest, and flour till just combined. Okay, so we're back. I got a paper plate. I always like to have at least 1 paper plate to trigger the pros. We're gonna zest a lemon here. We want 1 tablespoon of lemon zest. That smells refreshing. It actually just reminds me of lemon candy, like lemon drops. A tablespoon of this? Seems like a lot. All right, so add your tablespoon of lemon zest to this filling here, and then 3 tablespoons of flour. 3 tablespoons of flour. And finally, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, like so. And yes, that was 2 teaspoons, according to me. A tablespoon is 3 teaspoons, so I just did it 2/3 of the way. All right, let's mix this all up. Just mix it. Not over mix it. All right, I did 20 seconds. I don't know if that's just mixing it or not. So I'm gonna take this off. I'm gonna scrape it off. Well, maybe not. I'll leave it on. Hold on. I wanna get this stuff that's on the sides all mixed in. So I'm just gonna use my little spatula thingy here and kind of scrape the sides like so. And then we'll turn it back on. All All right, so let's go ahead and take out the bowl without making a huge mess, hopefully. Look at that, it's got all that filling inside. I wonder if that would taste good. Probably, but I'm not gonna eat it. I'm gonna cook it first, because there is raw flour. And you guys yell at me when I eat raw flour. You say it's dangerosa. All right, does that look like a cream cheese filling? To you folks who have made cheesecake before, does that look like cheesecake filling? The consistency looks pretty consistent. Yes, I just said the consistency is consistent, don't ask me. All right, so we just gotta pour this in now. Just gotta pour it in. It's as simple as that. This is our crust, mostly cooled down now. And this is our filling. This seems like a lot of filling for this much crust, but I'm here for it. Oh my gosh, it's a little thick. Holy cow. I've never done this before, so this is an experience for me. That's so crazy how thick it is. Let me get the rest. And again, that might be due to not letting it come to room temp. All right, let's see. But I think it'll be all right. I'm trying to even it out here. You know what I could do? Whatever. That's the cheesecake, guys. So far. We got a lot more steps. We have many more steps. That's the way to say that. So what we're gonna do next is this is gonna go in the oven for 1 hour. And then after 1 hour, we turn off the oven and leave it sitting in there for another hour. So it's gonna sit in there for 2 hours. After that, it goes into the fridge for like 3 to 4 hours. So we're like more than 6 hours away from enjoying this, but I am excited. So I'm gonna go put it in the oven and I'll be right back. Whew. Guys, hi, I'm Dave. I'm here, I'm back, hello. It has been a while. It has been 4 hours and our cheesecake, we did have to cover it. Just so you understand the process of the whole cheesecake. I think I explained it, but you know, we made the cheesecake, hour in the oven. Look at that, it kind of hardened up. Looks good. Hour in the oven at 325, hour sitting in the oven, not cooking, etc., and then out and into the fridge for 4 hours. I'm gonna put it back in there. Because now, folks, we're on the mission to make a ganache. A ganache is like a chocolate layer that's gonna go over it. This is gonna be incredible. This thing also has a caramel drizzle. I'll tell you a little secret. This is a secret. Don't tell anyone, I'm not gonna tell anyone. The ChatGPT told me that this recipe has a whopping, I need a better knife for this. All right, I'm back. So for the ganache, we're gonna need a tablespoon of unsalted butter, room temperature, which I actually did have some room temperature in the butter in the house, and I remembered, so I got it. What I was saying was, this recipe is 12,000 calories, according to ChatGPT. 12,000 calories in this recipe, according to ChatGPT. That seems excessive. You know, you wouldn't want to eat the whole thing, as you may just, you know, gain 7 pounds. Just saying. All right, so what we want to do is we want to take heavy cream, we want to heat it up. So I'm going to turn on my little stovetop again. I'm running around. All right, here we go. All right, 1 cup of heavy cream. That's what we need, 1 cup. I'm running. We need to heat it up over the stove or on the stovetop until it's just boiling. Then we're going to add in dark chocolate. It said to just use like chunks, but all I could find was chips, so that's fine. This is 10 ounces, it says we need 8 ounces, so almost the whole thing. So, you wanna say hi?
Yeah, hi.
Here's Callie, my daughter. Calories, I know, it's 12,000.
Oh, geez.
The cheesecake is 12,000
You should only eat a bite.
Yeah, pretty much, you can only eat a bite. All right, so the heavy cream is about to boil. As soon as it starts boiling, we're gonna add in this chocolate and stir it until it melts. I feel like I'm supposed to take the milk off the chocolate. Actually, no, I feel like I should take it off the heat right as soon as it starts boiling. The edges are boiling, but it's not fully boiling. Yeah, remove the heat as soon as it begins to boil. All right, so this has got bubbles around the outside. It says to take quick action and remove it from the heat, which I did, and add in our chocolate chips. Add in our chocolate chips. Now we want the chocolate chips to melt, and it says to stir it around for like 2 minutes until they're fully melted, and then add in, yeah, a little bit. And then we'll add in, just the heat going off. And then we'll add in the butter. So I'm just gonna do this for a minute. Hopefully it didn't go too long. All right, this is looking like it's actually forming a ganache. Callie, grab me that butter. We're gonna add that in. I'm gonna add that butter in.
Get in there.
All right, so you add in the butter, and then you just stir it in.
It smells good, actually. It smells like milk chocolate.
Yeah, it's chocolate. So I'm not actually sure if I did that right. As I look at the instructions, it seems to say something along the lines of just let the chocolate sit in the cream and then stir it, and I stirred it right away. So I'm not really sure if we did this right. I've never made a ganache. Comment and let me know if we totally screwed this up. So this has to cool a bit, and then it's gonna go on top of the cheesecake here, and I think it's probably gonna need to cool for like at least 5 minutes would be my guess. Guys, I'm so concerned about this ganache. I really think I screwed it up. I don't know. It says I need to wait 10 minutes and then pour it and then let it set, but I don't know. It kind of looks too liquidy. I don't know. We'll see. Whatever, you know, we're not professional cooks here, you know that. We learn as we go, and maybe you guys can tell me if it doesn't come out right where I went wrong. I think after rereading the instructions, I was supposed to do this thing where I just let the chocolate chips sit in it. I think maybe the milk got too hot, like it boiled a little too long. I think, because here's the thing, it said to let it boil. Well, I thought that meant like a rolling boil, but then when I asked ChatGPT a follow-up question, it said when there's bubbles around the edge, which to me happened like 60 seconds before I took it off. So I might have overdone the milk because the chocolate chips also melted really, I don't know, whatever. I'm not gonna stress about it. Let's see what happens. Worst case scenario, the delicious chocolate is a little bit runny. I don't think that's the end of the world. But now we need to make caramel sauce. We're gonna start off with another saucepan. And we will need 6 tablespoons of unsalted butter, which I have. We will need 1 cup of sugar. I have made caramel sauce before with varying levels of success. I'm about 50-50 on success with caramel. So we'll see how this goes. At least I've done it before. 1 cup of sugar. And then it says melt sugar in saucepan over medium heat, stirring constantly with a wooden spoon. So literally this just goes straight on the stove. And we're gonna need a 1/2 cup of heavy cream ready to go too. Here's my 1/2 cup of heavy cream. Okay, so we're gonna head back over to this little stovetop thingy. All right, so we're gonna add our sugar and then take a wooden spoon and stir constantly. Like just like that, that's scary. Am I not doing any water at all? Doesn't say any water. That's terrifying. Stirring constantly with a wooden spoon. It does say to add the butter in like small chunks, so I'm gonna slice up the butter a little bit. I just checked further on the internet and it tells me not to stir constantly. It says to just kind of let it sit there, and once the edges start melting, begin stirring. All right, I'm like waiting for this to start melting and not much has happened. I will say this, I think we're at a point where we can put the ganache onto the cheesecake. So I've pulled the cheesecake out and I'm just gonna dump it here. Let me zoom in on this up above head camera. There's what the cheesecake looks like currently. And we're literally just going to take this ganache, that's what it looks like now. Pudding-like consistency, still not sure if that's correct or not, but we're just gonna dump it on there. And we'll see what happens when it settles in the fridge. So just kind of go all the way to the edge. You guys, you know, comment below. Is this like destined for failure and you already know it and you're just laughing at me? If so, that's okay. I'm all right with it. Watch me fail. That should be the name of the channel. Looks good though. I'm gonna put it in the fridge now and we're gonna let this cool and set for 30 minutes while we continue working on the caramel. All right, so has the sugar done anything at all? No. Maybe my heat's too low. Nothing's happening. Except for like a very minor aroma of cotton candy. I feel like I really need to resist the urge to touch it. I just need to let it go. I don't know if this caramel sauce is working out. I mean, basically we could call this just the Dave doubting his skills or his lack of skills. Oh, hey, look, it's starting to melt. I should stir it, right? I think, because I don't want the bottom to burn. I don't know. I read this could cause crystallization, so I don't know what I'm doing. I'm gonna stir it a little though. Hopefully that's okay. So it smells exactly like cotton candy out here. Exactly. I'm probably not supposed to be touching this. I can't help myself, dang it. I have so much doubt about this recipe. Patience, Dave. Patience is a virtue I never learned. All right, is this caramel yet? No? Maybe this pan is too small. It seems like it's going horribly. I'm gonna mix it. I know I'm not supposed to, but I'm going to. The ChatGPT says to stir it constantly, but then it also said to not stir it at all. So it's very confusing. There's lots of chunks and I'm like concerned that it's gonna burn while I wait for these chunks to cook. Every single viewer who's correctly made caramel sauce is groaning right now. What are you doing, Dave? Stop it. I do have some strawberries, okay? Strawberries are part of this recipe too. I'm just gonna take the little tops off and maybe, I don't know, should I even slice them in half or should I leave them full? What would you do? I'm a little torn. I mean, some of these are enormous. They're like mutated strawberries. This one's a monster. Look at that monster. I'll cut that one in half. It's ridiculous. Are you caramel sauce yet? No. And then I know you gotta be really careful because caramel can burn really easy. Baking, guys. Baking is stressful, and I would call this baking. But it's like, I really do think baking is more stressful and difficult than normal cooking. That's my professional opinion. Comment, let me know if you agree or disagree. But I really do think it's more stressful. It's more of a science. There's more You have to be more specific with everything. Everything has to be just right or it just ruins the whole thing. All right, this caramel is starting to look pretty caramely, but I'm concerned it's gonna burn. I do think that this is because I stirred it. That's why these big chunks exist at all. That's me screwing up earlier, and I'm trying to fix that. Come on, break up little chunks of sugar. This is really close. I mean, there's some chunks, but man, I'm not gonna make it perfect. Let me look. Once fully melted, immediately add the butter and stir until melted. Very slowly drizzle in the heavy cream while stirring. Okay, guys. I mean, there's a few little crystallized chunks, but you know what? I think it's okay. We're gonna add the butter. We're gonna add the butt hair. The butt hair. 6 tablespoons, chopped up a little. Add it in there. Oh my gosh, why is it doing that? I've never saw such a thing. Because the butter's cooler? I don't know. But melt the butter, and then as soon as the butter melts, we're gonna slowly add in the cream. My gosh, look at this, it's alive. It's alive. It didn't say room temperature on the butter. Maybe it was supposed to be room temperature, and that's why it's freaking out. Once the butter melts, we add in our heavy cream slowly. Slowly. Oh, I don't think that's right. That don't look good. Oh, it's all going horribly wrong. It's spilling everywhere. This is a nightmare. It does not seem like it's working, but I'm gonna keep on going and see what... Hey, you know what, guys? It looks like caramel. Look at that. It kind of looks like caramel. All right. It says let it boil for 1 minute. That kind of looks like caramel. All right, we need a teaspoon of sea salt. That's gonna go in a second here. All right, it's boiled for about a minute, maybe 5 more seconds. Pull it off, put it on here, add in the sea salt. Stir that. I really feel like I might have accidentally got that right, which is a stinking miracle if I did. But we'll see. We gotta let it cool a little bit. Smells exactly like caramel. Look, there's strawberries here. What if I were to like just dip a strawberry in the caramel? Would anyone know? Would anyone know? Would anyone really know? Will I burn my hand? There's all these questions I have and I just don't know the answers. Ooh, oh, everyone knows. Let's let that cool. I might eat that in a minute. All right, so let's let the caramel cool for like 5-10 minutes. Hopefully the ganache is going as well as the caramel seems to have gone. I'm very concerned about the ganache. It looked like kind of like a pudding thing, which I don't know if that's normal. We're gonna give that another 15 minutes to settle on the cheesecake and take a look at this and then assemble. We're gonna assemble, but I'll be back. All right, guys, I'm back. This has been a true labor of love. Here it is, the ultimate cheesecake. 12,000 calories. It is possible that when I open up this springform pan, this thing is just gonna tumble out. I really don't know. I'm concerned about it. We'll see though. Whew, I'm like nervous, like literally nervous. Okay, here we go. Uh-oh. See, look, this ganache is breaking. Everything's going horribly wrong. Wait, what if I use like a knife around the edges? Let's try this. You know, even if it goes wrong, it was an adventure, guys. We went on the adventure together. You got to see me screw it all up. Oh man, that doesn't seem good. This doesn't seem like it's going well. I'll be honest with you. I don't think I'm gonna be able to sell this cheesecake for $300. That was my goal. Pay off that credit card debt. Okay, well, let's see if this comes off now that I've done that. Stay together. Why a springform pan? Why? Boom. Okay. It doesn't look great. I'll be honest. Maybe if I took like a, hold on, I'm all messy. I feel like I didn't really do a good job of spraying the sides of the springform pan. I know I sprayed the bottom, but I don't feel like I sprayed the sides well. I mean, all in all, it's not that bad. Then you take the little strawberries and put them like, what do? They go like this? I don't know. You know what, I bet it still tastes good, even if it's not beautiful. The beauty part of baking has never been my forte. There we go. Wait, we gotta work on presentation here. Let's clean up the edges. You know what, you treat it like you treat your Christmas tree. You hide the ugly side. There you go, it's perfect. What?
That's a big cake.
No wonder it's 12,000 calories.
It's a big cake.
We need like a plate, Callie. You wanna go get me a plate? All right, so here we are. I mean, listen, it's not perfect, but I beautified it a little bit by adding whipped cream to the bottom and top. And so that's what our 12,000 calorie cheesecake looks like. Don't forget, we've got caramel drizzle that's gonna go on it too. But we're gonna do that at the very end. All right, so we gotta take the caramel.
Caramel?
Caramel or caramel? The caramel came out good, caramel.
Smells good.
Ah.
I love it.
There we go.
Sprinkle.
There it is, guys, the cheesecake of glory. Here, watch out, I'm gonna cut a piece out. Do 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 do. Okay, so that's disturbing. Let's put it on a plate. It looks like liquefied.
Where's the pan?
It may not have worked so well, guys. Look at this. This is like still, let me show you, still a little soggy. I don't know what I'm doing. I'll try the taste and I'll tell you what it tastes like.
I'm not gonna try that.
And try the back side that is like a little more finished. A little strawberry.
You okay?
All right, let's try it. It is insanely sweet. Wow. It needs a little whipped cream. I didn't get any whipped cream on mine. Is it good? Yes, it's very delicious. It is not healthy at all, but it is very delicious. It's a lot of work though. Is it better than Mom's? So it's got a lot more going on than my Mom's. That chocolate really adds a lot to the flavor. This is like a much more decadent delight. I wish I had made it prettier. Here's what I think. I think I should have done 10 more minutes cooking to get the center a little bit more well cooked. I think I should have sprayed the sides of the springform pan so that it would come out cleaner. And if I had, it would have been a very impressive cake. Even the ganache seems to have come out properly. So all in all, for the complexity, I'm proud of what I did here. It's not perfect, but it is absolutely delicious, and I need to get it out of the house as soon as possible. Otherwise, I'll be gaining 7 pounds today. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the subscribe, hit the like, and check out the next one. We got some cheesecake to eat, so we'll see you next time.
Bye.